Hey guys, we're going to talk about this case of Iryna. It didn't hit national news for 2 weeks. It all of a sudden out of nowhere, it's blowing up all over the news that she was from Ukraine and she was in a bomb shelter prior to her arrival in America. Do you think this is a coincidence or something more sinister? Keep watching, because you're going to find out some details that are going to change your perspective, and it needs to change now. If you didn't believe in gang stalking or targeted individuals, mind control, and human warfare, where your body is used as a weapon, they weaponize your brain to commit heinous crimes against your fellow man. There's some speculation that he was stalking her prior to this mind control. This is so important because you guys need to wake up to people being attacked around you. Not just spiritual warfare, but physical, biological weapons being used on your loved ones to create toxic behavior. If you don't believe me, you will now.
False compassion, which is gradually growing in this country, is a pity that is shown not to the mugged, but to the mugger. Not to the family of the murdered, but to the murderer. Not to the woman who was raped, but to the rapist. Not to the poor girl who's given a shot of dope, but to the rich boy who happens to come from a fine family. There are some judges, some in some of our courts. There are some social workers, not all. There are sob sisters. There are the social slobberers who insist on compassion being shown to the muggers, to the dope fiends, to the throat slashers, to the beatniks, to the prostitutes, to the homosexuals, to the punks. So that today the decent man is practically off the reservation.
Thank you very much.
Iryna Zarutska was born May 22nd of 2002. She was from Kyiv, Ukraine, and unfortunately lost her life August 22nd of 2025, being fatally stabbed on a Charlotte light rail train. This is the case of Iryna Zarutska. Who could just have sat by idly and let this innocent woman be slain in front of their eyes? You can't tell me someone did not see something. I know the woman covered her mouth like she was being silenced, but the man walked away with blood dripping from his hand. You could see his footsteps were bloody. For no one to even address it immediately is fishy. Let's be real. If you were on a bus and you saw someone covering their mouth after somebody just looked like they punched them, you wouldn't say anything? That shows your character. How can you just sit by idly and not be like, hey, are you okay? When you've seen someone look like that, she was obviously distressed, clearly, and she could have been saved. This could have been resolved if someone could have done something or would have. But I feel like there's something bigger at play here. From August 22nd to August 28th, things were settled very quickly. Any GoFundMe that was up for Decarlos Brown was taken down very, very fast for the crime that was committed. Which I get it, that's part of their policy and procedures. But how was it made clear that he was competent and in sound mind when this happened? He stated that she was reading his mind and he had to protect himself. Now, that can sound like a state of psychosis, or is it something deeper? There is something that happens when you're a targeted individual. There's implants and microchips put in the brain that causes nervous system issues, can complicate your own thought process, where you think people are harassing you, stalking you, monitoring you, etc., etc. What if these two people were set on this train to accomplish a job? If they were both targeted individuals, they utilized one person with 14 criminal cases to take out someone who was fresh into America, who came from a bomb shelter in Ukraine. That's killing two birds with one stone. There has to be more thorough investigation with this story. We need to know why she was targeted, who all knew that this was going to be set up. They had to have been following her around. Look at those people that were just sitting by and turned their heads to ignore what was going on. It doesn't make sense how Mr. Brown was even out to begin with those 14 criminal charges. Now, does it? Things have to change. We have to change them. Don't allow this Republican Democratic parties to be arguing over human rights. It is not their place. They've already let us all down. We, the people, must stand for the people. You all remember back in 2017 when there was a mass shooting in Las Vegas at a Jason Aldean concert? Yeah. Crazy, right? Do you remember the suspect about his story? His name was Stephen Paddock. The SWAT team had busted down the door and had found that the man ended up unaliving himself. That man had previously been deceased anyway. So it was like a body double that was assassinating people. Anyway, that was one of the psyopses. And there's more psyopses that took place in time, but I don't want to bring up too many because you people may get offended if I start dropping names, and I'm not in the mood for that. This is about justice. Hopefully, he isn't a target individual, but from the signs here, he may be. Yeah. And God says that there is devices that are used against mankind that can deceive us and deceive even the elect. These are one of these devices. And I hope that we can learn to stand together in unity than to fight about something that we have no control over. That it's time to bring God back into the States and truly serve with love, compassion, and honoring the ones that we love. If you like this content, go ahead and hit the like button. Comment below your thoughts, and see you in the next video. Bye.